Welcome to Lento English. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
1. Introduction. Father's Day is a special day that happens once every year. It is a time when people stop and think about fathers. We think about the men who are fathers to children. We also think about other men who are like fathers to us. These men could be grandfathers, uncles, or other important men who care for us. On this special day, we celebrate these men. We want to honor them for what they do. We say thank you for all their hard work and love. Being a father is a very important job. Fathers help children grow up. They teach them important things about life. They give them support and guidance. They work hard to take care of their families. Sometimes fathers make sacrifices. This means they might give up something they want or something that is easy for them, so their children can have what they need. They do this because they love their families very much. Father's Day is a way to show that we see these sacrifices and we appreciate them. It is a day to show love and respect for these men. This special day, Father's Day, has an interesting story. It did not become a holiday for the whole country very quickly. In fact, it took many, many years. When the idea for a day to honor fathers first came, not everyone agreed about it. Some people thought it was a good idea right away. Other people were not sure if it was needed. Some people even thought it was not a good idea at all. This story will tell you all about how Father's Day began. You will learn about the people who had the first ideas for this day. You will learn how these ideas started in small places and then grew bigger. You will learn about the people who worked hard to make Father's Day a national holiday. You will also learn why it took a long time for this to happen. Today, Father's Day is a well-known holiday in many countries, not just one. People celebrate it in different ways. Giving cards and presents is common. Spending time together as a family is also popular. The main idea is to show fathers and father figures that they are loved and important. The role of fathers and father figures in families is very valuable. They help children feel safe and happy. They help them learn and become strong people. They are a big part of making families work well. This first chapter is just an introduction. It gives you a small idea about Father's Day and its importance. The chapters that come after this one will tell you the full story in more detail. You will read about the first times people thought about this day, the challenges they faced, and how the day finally became the holiday we celebrate now. The story of Father's Day shows us how ideas can start small and become very big things over time. It shows that honoring the important people in our lives is something many people want to do. Father's Day is a day for saying thank you, for showing love, and for remembering all the good things fathers do for us. It is a day dedicated to fathers and father figures everywhere, recognizing their essential role and the sacrifices they make for their families. 2. Early thoughts and questions. After Mother's Day became popular, people started to think about a special day for fathers too. Mother's Day was a new holiday, but people liked it quickly. It became an official holiday in the United States in the year 1914. This happened very fast after the idea started. People felt it was important to honor mothers for all they did. But when the idea of a day for fathers came, some people were not sure about it. They had questions and doubts. Some people asked if a special day for fathers was really needed in the same way. This is one reason why it took a very long time for Father's Day to become an official holiday for the whole country. It did not become a national holiday until the year 1972. This was almost 60 years after Mother's Day became official. There were several reasons why the idea was questioned. One reason was that some men thought a day like this was too much like Mother's Day. Mother's Day was often seen as a day for soft feelings and showing love in a gentle way. Men in those years felt that a special day for them should be different. They thought the idea of a day for fathers with gifts and cards felt too sentimental. They felt it was not right for what they saw as manly. Another reason for the doubts was money. Some people believed that a Father's Day was just a way for shops and businesses to make more money. They thought it was a plan to sell more things like ties, socks, tools, or other gifts. People thought that fathers would have to pay for these presents, even if they were for themselves. This idea made some people unhappy. They called it a commercial trick. Also, the role of a father in the family was often different back then. Fathers were usually the head of the family. They worked outside the home and made the important decisions. Because of this strong position, some men felt that a special day to praise fatherhood was not really needed. They might have thought that mothers who worked hard in the home without much public recognition needed a special day more than fathers did. However, the idea of honoring fathers in some way is not new. It is actually a very old idea. In history, long before modern holidays, people in different places had traditions to show respect for fathers or father figures. Some historical writings mention a special day or tradition in countries in southern Europe. This tradition for honoring fathers dates back to around the year 1508. So while making Father's Day a national holiday took many years and faced questions, the basic idea of showing value for fathers has roots deep in the past. 3. Why some people disagreed. The idea of having a special day for fathers was not popular with everyone at first. When it was suggested, some people did not think it was a good idea. They had different reasons for this. One reason was that Mother's Day already existed. Mother's Day became popular quite quickly. It was seen as a day to honor mothers in a gentle and emotional way. Some men felt that a day like this was only for women. They thought that having a similar day for men felt strange or too soft. They did not think that showing feelings in this way was for men. These men sometimes laughed at the idea. They thought giving flowers and gifts was not something men needed or wanted. They felt it was trying to make men seem less strong or important. It was seen as a day that was too focused on showing feelings and giving presents, similar to Mother's Day. Another big worry was about money. Some people thought that Father's Day was just an idea created by shops. They believed it was a trick to make people buy more things. They worried that fathers themselves would have to pay for the gifts that were bought for them on this special day. This made the idea seem less real or important to some. Also, in the past, the role of fathers in families was different for many people. Men were often seen as the main person in the family, the head of the house. Their position and importance were already very clear. Because of this strong role, some fathers felt that a special day to celebrate them was not needed. They thought their value was already understood and respected every day. They might have felt that mothers, whose work was sometimes less seen, were the ones who needed a special day more. So, for these reasons, feeling it was too sentimental, like a day for women, worrying about shops just wanting to sell things, and the traditional view of the father's strong place in the family, the idea of Father's Day was not accepted by everyone right away. It took time for people to change their minds and see the value in a day to specifically honor fathers. 4. Two women, one idea. The story of Father's Day has two important beginnings with two different women. The first story is about a woman named Grace Golden Clayton. This happened in a town in West Virginia in the year 1908. A terrible accident happened in a coal mine. Hundreds of men died in this accident. Many of these men were fathers. It was a very sad time for the town. Grace Golden Clayton felt very sad for the families and the children who lost their fathers. She had an idea. She wanted to have a special church service to remember all the fathers who died in the accident. This service was held on July 5, 1908. It was a way to honor the fathers and show respect. It might have been the first time a special day was held just for fathers in America. However, this service was only a local event. It happened just one time in that town. Not many people in other parts of the country knew about it. Across the country, in a different state, another woman had a similar idea. Her name was Sonora Smart Dodd. This was in the year 1909. Sonora lived in Spokane, Washington. She was an adult woman about 27 years old. She heard about Mother's Day. Mother's Day was a new idea at that time, but it was quickly becoming popular. People liked having a special day to honor mothers. Sonora thought about her own father, William Jackson Smart. He was a farmer and he had been a soldier in the Civil War many years before. Sonora's mother died when Sonora was very young after giving birth to her sixth child. Mr. Smart was left to raise all 6 children by himself. He was a single father. This was a very hard job, but he did it with love and care. Sonora saw how much her father did for his family. She thought he was a very special man. One day, while listening to a Mother's Day talk at church, she thought about her father. She realized that fathers also do so much for their families. They work hard and love their children. They also make sacrifices. Sonora felt that fathers deserved a special day to be honored just like mothers. She strongly believed in this idea. She decided to try and create a Father's Day. She started talking to people in her city, Spokane. She spoke to church leaders and people from the YMCA. She asked for their help to start a special day for fathers. She suggested a date in June, the month of her father's birthday. The people she talked to liked her idea. They agreed to help. They decided to have the first Father's Day on the 3rd Sunday of June. This date gave them enough time to prepare after Mother's Day in May. So Sonora's idea began to become real. 5. The first Father's Day. Sonora Smart Dodd lived in Spokane, Washington. She had an idea for a special day for fathers. She wanted to honor her own father and all fathers. Sonora talked to people in her city. She wanted their help. She spoke to local groups. One important group was the Ministerial Association. These were church leaders. Another group was the YMCA. This was a place for young men to do activities. Sonora asked them to help create a day for fathers. She suggested a date in June. It was her father's birthday, but the church leaders chose a different Sunday. They chose the third Sunday in June. This gave them more time to get ready after Mother's Day, which was in May. So the first Father's Day celebration happened on June 19, 1910. It was in Spokane. People did special things to show they cared. Sonora herself helped. She took gifts to fathers who were not well. Boys from the YMCA also helped. They wore flowers on their clothes. The flowers were roses. If their father was alive, they wore a red rose. If their father had died, they wore a white rose. In the churches, the ministers gave special talks. Their talks were about fathers. They talked about the important role of fathers in families. They spoke about how fathers help their children. This day in Spokane was important. It was one of the first times Father's Day was celebrated widely. People in other places heard about it. News about this special day for fathers began to spread. This was the beginning of Father's Day becoming a known idea. 6. A long road to a holiday. After the first Father's Day celebration in Spokane, the idea began to travel to other places. People across the country heard about this special day for fathers, but making it a holiday for the whole country was not easy. It took a very long time, many years of trying and waiting. The journey to make Father's Day a national holiday was long. The first step in the government was taken a few years after the first celebration. In 1913, a bill was introduced in the United States Congress. A bill is an idea for a new law. President Woodrow Wilson, who was the president at that time, liked the idea of a Father's Day. He showed his support for it. However, even with the president's support, the bill did not pass. It did not become a law then. The idea did not disappear, but it had to wait. Many years went by. The idea of honoring fathers on a special day stayed alive. Later, another president, President Calvin Coolidge, also showed support for Father's Day. In the 1920s, he signed a paper that was like a statement saying the government was in favor of the day. This was another important step, but still, Father's Day was not a national holiday. More time passed. Decades went by. People continued to celebrate Father's Day in many cities and states, but there was no official day for everyone in the country. Then, in 1966, President Lyndon Johnson took action. He signed a special order that said Father's Day should be celebrated on the third Sunday of June every year. This was a big step, making the day more official across the nation, but it was still not a law made by Congress. Finally, after many years of work and waiting, Father's Day became a national holiday. In 1972, President Richard Nixon signed a law passed by Congress. This law made the third Sunday in June an official national holiday to honor fathers across the entire United States. It had taken over 60 years from the first celebration to become a holiday for the whole country. It was a very long road. 7. Changing times, changing day. Times changed a lot over the years, and the idea of Father's Day changed too. Big events happening in the country and the world made a difference in how people saw and celebrated the day. One big event was the Great Depression. This was a very difficult time in the country when many people lost their jobs and had little money. The economy was not good at all. Stores had big problems selling things because people did not have much money to spend on extra items. Stores were struggling and needed people to buy things to stay open. So, stores started to promote Father's Day more actively. They saw it as a good chance to help their business during the hard economic times. They wanted people to spend money on gifts for fathers. They suggested buying practical things like clothes, neckties, or pairs of socks. These were items fathers might need, but maybe would not buy for themselves. Promoting Father's Day was a way to encourage people to think about spending money, even when times were hard. This focus on buying gifts helped Father's Day become more known and accepted across the country, even though some people still felt it was just for shops. Later, another very big event happened in the world, World War II. Many men became soldiers and went far away from their homes and families to fight in the war. People back home wanted to support these men. They wanted to show they cared about the soldiers who were also fathers and their families back home. Father's Day became a way to honor these fathers, both those fighting far away on the front lines and those who were home but still fathers. It felt like a patriotic duty. Celebrating fathers felt like supporting the country and the soldiers who were fathers. This desire to support the troops also helped make the day more important to people across the nation and gave it more meaning beyond just shopping. Also, over the years, the idea of what a father is and what he does in the family started to change significantly. In the past, especially in the early part of the century, the father's job in the family was often seen very differently than it is today. Men were often seen as the main head of the family. He was often seen mainly as the person who worked outside the home to get money to support the family. The mother often did most of the work inside the home, like cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the children every day. But times changed a lot as society evolved. It was not like the old days anymore with big industrial factories and only women doing all the home tasks by hand. The roles and responsibilities in families started to become more shared and equal between parents. Fathers and mothers began to work more like partners in family life. They shared more of the jobs and responsibilities in the home, including raising children. Fathers became more involved in the daily lives of their children and spent more time doing different things with them. People started to understand and see fathers as very important figures for children's lives and how they grew up and developed. Father's Day became a time to think about all the different ways fathers help and support their children and their families. It was not just about buying gifts like socks or ties anymore. It was about honoring the changing and growing role of fathers as active and important parts of family life. The day started to mean celebrating what fathers like to do and the important impact they have on their children's development and happiness and the whole family's well-being. 8. Fathers all over the world. Father's Day is a special day to think about fathers and father figures. But this day is not only celebrated in North America. People in many different countries honor their fathers. In these other countries, Father's Day is often on a different date. For example, in some countries where many people are Catholic, like Spain and Portugal, they celebrate Father's Day on March 19. This is because March 19 is a special day called the Feast of Saint Joseph. Saint Joseph is an important figure in the Catholic religion, seen as a strong father figure. Another interesting date is in Taiwan. Their Father's Day is on August 8. This date is not chosen by accident. In Mandarin Chinese, the language spoken in Taiwan, the word for the number 8 sounds very much like the word for papa, which means father. So August 8 sounds like Papa Day. It is a clever way to choose the date. In Thailand, Father's Day is on December 5. This day is special because it is the birthday of the former king, Bhumibol Adulyadej. The king was seen as the father of the nation, so his birthday became a day to celebrate all fathers in the country. Today, Father's Day means many things. It is a time to say thank you to fathers, grandfathers, uncles, and other men who are like fathers to us. It is about recognizing the important jobs they do in our lives. Fathers play a big role in helping children grow up strong and happy. They teach many things and give support. The day is not just about giving presents. It is more about thinking about the value fathers bring to families. It shows how important fatherhood is and the good effects fathers have on their children. It is a day to celebrate the love, care, and hard work of fathers everywhere.